Hello, and welcome back to yet another Toonkind at 12 FPS, brought to you in the AI Aberration Investigation server. I will be one of your co-players, co-hosts for this little FPS spectral haunts. Um, Pre-game comment is stuck in my head still now. And I shall be playing one private investigator Grimtone. And joining me today is the lovely, the wonderful, the amazing, somebody who I've been very excited to play with again. It's been way too long. My dearest beloved.
The person you have made blush, live on thing again. Hi everyone, it's me, the V Wild, here on my bullshit as always, with Detective Little Lynn Stagehand at your service.
The old hats are meeting again!
Indeed, the old hats are in the game.
I pointed at the gallery. One day you all will learn not to let me start. Today is not that day.
I mean, I do this to Whis every time. It blindsides people. Shout out to our wonderful friends. Hi, we love you.
Gosh, I love Wiz.
Yeah.
I need to reach out to Wiz as well.
Yes. Grab Whis, scruff Whis, scruff Whis, scruff Whis.
However,
this is what we do.
Yes, this is what happens when you put two affectionate gremlins in a call together. We go a little feral, especially with our love for our friends.
Indeed.
That's
what we are.
Speaking of love and friends, we got some possible friendship forming regarding mutual love for some absolute, twins, not idiots. Why would I say idiots? It's not like they have zero self-preservation.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
These two both just share the brain cell of we love them, they're idiots. Yeah.
Be gone, gallery. Be gone. Tome will not have his pin out for this.
Tome actively tucking pin away, just like, nah, we're going private mode for this one. Close his chat.
Ironically, he actually can have his pin out and still be on private mode. He's actually talked with Pritch about that. However, he sometimes will put it up either way if he doesn't think he is going to need it. This way, Pritch isn't worried as to why his screen is still black. And just knows, he has it tucked away.
Just, X out of chat for today.
X out of chat. The live stream will return shortly.
Exactly. It's brilliant. But yeah. How's Tome doing at this moment? We don't look at the chat from earlier. We look here right now.
Faces in the Fog takes place after this FPS, and thus any problems brought on by that game shall not affect him as of this moment. Though let me do a little wisdom to see how he's handling his he is anxious.
Bless. Oh, I also have to roll Lynn's die for the day, because Lynn has pain die. Oof. Yeah. This is fine.
Yeah.
How's your guy doing? Oof.
Yeah.
I love how we both rolled and then we just looked and just went, so how's yours?
Yeah. How's the other doing actually?
Didn't have the best dreams last night. It's fine. She's only on one fray point, so it's not hideous at the same time. Oof. That was a 3 and a 75. Oof. Baby nightmares. But she's doing fine.
It's fine. She's gonna have fun today.
Yeah, she has dealt with considerably worse on a considerably worse day and turned out fine. So honestly, this is just part and parcel for her life now.
Don't worry, you're dealing with somebody with a horribly high insight. He will know if something's up, and he will sit you down and force you to talk about your emotions.
Uno reverse card, mother picker.
Ah, no, he's a hypocrite. Can't do that.
Cocks house at him.
Oh gosh, this is his first time visiting.
Yeah.
This is the first time visiting Halloween Town.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Gosh, I haven't I expect have not been here since when?
Yeah.
Well, that's a completely opposite energy today.
That was an entire incident that involved the loss of a desk, the punching of a god, and several people going, Lynn, holy shit.
This is gonna be a much more different. The only punching that will be happening is hopefully into the air of joy. That was a really, really forced joke, but I'm gonna stick by it.
Okay, the mental image of these two doing the fist pump of friendship achieved.
Oh yeah. How tall is Lynn?
3'6".
Tome is literally twice her height.
This is not unusual for her anymore. Both of her spooky grandparents are over 7 foot.
Okay, good.
I mean, the majority of town is her god is over 8 foot.
Good. Okay, I'm getting Lynn so tiny.
She used to go around on her mentor's back as monkey backpack.
Oh my gosh.
She is short, and she used to be shorter.
I love her, Your Honor.
She can make a stool.
Tome looking at her, you're as short as my own mentor.
We're wrangling those stories out. Oh dear lord, oh dear lord. Which, before we derail so far on why are you so small?
Why you small?
All the better to take kneecaps with. But before we derail too far, Tome, you are coming into the land of the Halloween. Tome, this town likes to mess with people. You're gonna have to roll survival. And do you even know what network looks like?
I'm gonna roll a history real quick to see if how much he would remember, because I know Leo probably has talked about network a number of times.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you a fun thing of network had a redesign recently.
Yeah, well, this would explain why he probably does not. It does not help that he already does not remember quite well. That is only a 10. So let's see if his survival does any better.
Yeah, Tome has got a business card, so he at least knows, that it was to Halloween Town, that sort of stuff.
This one actually did do better.
Nice! Alright. Tome, you are an investigator. You are good at sussing things out and when things aren't quite going right, and you are a man on a mission today. So it is, as you're wandering on through, you do notice pretty quickly when you've seen the same goddamn lamppost 5 times in the space of 2 minutes. And so you start figuring out, okay, this place is one of those kind of genre places. And you can figure your way out after a bit on that front. Just, this town will not dissuade you from finding your place.
Tome does get a little excited at that, I won't lie, because all he handed me was, ooh, enrichment. Enrichment before meeting. This will serve as a nice distraction from my anxiety.
I mean, that is brilliant, and that is exactly what we hope for detectives. And you've been given the idea of what this building looked like before. Like, from what Leo and other people have been able to tell you, it's 2 stories. It's kind of not a full proper house. Might have been someone's, brick clubhouse. It's got trees on the roof. It's got trees on the roof, man. We don't know what to tell you, but you can't find that kind of building. You can find a lot of buildings around, like a lot of different buildings. There's some real nice cafes. You can see a university. You can see a real nice curly hill. There's a lot of pumpkins. You can see all sorts of other places. Pretty sure there's an opera house run by a phantom there. Nice guy. And all these different places. And you come around.
I'm sorry, you cannot just drop a reference to one of my favorite musicals of all time and not expect me to go, wait a minute.
Moving on immediately.
I will be interrogating you later, Be Wild, for lore about this.
I only know because it got lore dropped at one stage and it was just a passing reference, and I just go, I have to drop this in on occasion because it amuses the shit out of me.
Yeah, well, now I've got to interrogate you after this FPS. Continue, though. Sorry, you absolutely just stopped all my brain cells for a second there.
And then I just go, and we are moving on, like a tour guide who's dragging you away from the interesting thing.
Yeah.
I am the tour guide that flaps in the night. But as you're going past, it's a lot of these buildings, they're very gothic. The ambience of this entire place is very much, it might have been a beautiful day outside before you came here. Everything is overcast in a way that's nice, it's pleasant. And there are people out and about and such. And you do notice, as you've been going past, there is one building that's slightly different, maybe? I mean, it has golden windows. And it has a very nice flagpole up top. It's very nice. It looks like a very polite building.
Let me see. Oh! I love Network so much. Not gonna cry. How much I love. Cry. I don't know why Network's just one of those characters where I just got so emotionally attached to and then I've never recovered.
Network baby, Your Honor. Network baby.
I've adopted Network internally.
Excellent. That's the plan all along. I wanted everyone emotionally attached to this wonderful, wonderful house.
Well, you've
She's made
succeeded. Well, Tome is going to see this house. He's going to look at it. And Tome voice, this... I like to think it's one of those things where, like, the world around the house just starts to get a little bit more blurry, and, like, this one's in crystal clear, and Tome's like, if I've ever seen an animation... an animation line in my life. Tome voice, this is a plot-relevant house, I can tell already.
This house that can see decently far out from her own door, and there is someone with a business card just going, ooh, plot relevant, good person.
Both of them making eye contact. Ah, plot relevance.
It's just Network just looking out. Network likes enrichment of strange people who are nice coming to her home. She likes it when people come. This one has many connections. This one has good bonds. This one is nice. Hopefully.
Aww.
Maybe. If they're not nice, you can throw them out.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to throw this one out. This one's nice. Anxious, but
this
nice.
This one is very polite. This one is very polite.
I'll make an exception. This one's polite. But only because you look polite.
I mean, she literally lets a bastard in once a week that she thinks is stinky because he's a good link for Matthias. She just repeatedly lets this guy in, and he doesn't even let her steal his hat. Disappointing. He didn't even steal the bag.
No hat stealing? Don't worry, you can try and steal this hat.
Ooh.
I don't know how well you succeed, because there is a certain trope with this hat that doesn't actually get brought up as much, but you can try.
Okay, now I've got to try.
So Tome is going to approach the house, and he's just going to very gently knock with the back of his knuckles 3 times. Knock.
And there is a moment, and you definitely know it's at the right place because you've got a business card, and now that you're actually at the door, you can see, her detective stagehands, the stagehands Requiem logo printed on that frosty glass of the door.
Okay.
And also a nice little skull brooch underneath it as a part of a knocker. And then there is just... What's your passive perception?
27.
Nice. Okay. You hear, after you've knocked, there's a moment's pause, and then you kind of hear this hum that reverberates through the building. And it's this very pleasant sound. It's just this very quiet, warm... And then the door unlocks.
Tone voice, I like this, actually. This is tone voice. There's creepy hums whenever I enter a location, and then there's nice ones. This is falling under the nice one.
This house is just sitting here, just going, new friend!
Oh. Tome is going to step inside, and then he is going to look around and see if there's any shoes near the door, because his sons make him take off his shoes when he enters, but he also has places where he doesn't do that, so he is trying to read the room real quickly.
Realizing that several people in this household don't even wear shoes. You know what? Roll me for shiggles. Roll me investigation or perception, whichever one you like.
I will do a perception, because that one is consistently higher.
Nice. All right. So you can see as you're coming in, there are like doormats. There's one outside and one inside. And you do look around, you do see where there are shoes. There are shoes. There are several different types of shoe. You think they might be for different occasions of, okay, let's go out and do some shenanigans. So you think it might be a as you please. If you want to keep them on, you can. If you want to take them off, you can. There might even be slippers your size. You don't know how that works, seeing as you've met Lynn.
Yeah.
And she's yours.
He will probably keep it on because he knows if he takes it off, then he's going to be considered wearing socks. And then he will actually eat shit.
Especially knowing this place. And
actually,
you do also say just like...
That would be kind of funny,
Oh.
though. That would be kind of funny,
Do
though.
it.
Yeah. I want some he-who's in this FPS. He is going to,
Absolutely.
however, look at the shoes and just sigh and take his luck. And he's going to take off his heels, and he's exactly the same size without his heels.
I know that there's probably... I know the reason probably for that at the same time. Takes off heels, exact same height.
Yeah, no, the reason is less funny, but the actual gag of him taking off, like, heeled boots and just still being 7 feet tall is the funniest thing to me.
You know, with that role also, I'm sorry to Tome on one hand, I'm sorry at the same time. Tome, you put your shoes down, you straighten up, you hear a noise from the floorboards, you look down, your shoes have gone missing.
Wait, sorry, I gotta get my mic to pick me up. Whoa. Wait.
Your shoes.
He's turning in circles trying to see them.
I'm gonna roll a d10 a second. Okay, Tome, you know in old video games where you had like the detective go around and clicking things and that sort of stuff? And sometimes you'd go around and you'd see something. Yeah, and sometimes you'd go around and you see something different when you pass by it, and then you pass by it again and it's gone again. So for this moment, you turn around, and then you turn around again, and just as it's gone out of frame, you go, oh wait, there was my shoe. Why was it in the plant pot? And then you turn back and it's gone again.
Ah. So it is one of those games. I can play this. And he is going to start slowly moving through the house. Got like a slight little like stalking kind of thing where like he's like his arms are slightly hunched. He's kind of like moving slowly, creeping forward.
I'm going to give you part of the house. I'm giving you the downstairs of the house because you've come in. You're in the foyer sort of area, and you can see that there's like these double doors in front of you, and there's also these 2 staircases that go up onto the next floor. And you can see like upstairs. You can see like part of the landing there. It's a very nice house. It's very fancy without being in your face fancy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tiny manor. And so you are just looking around, and as you're doing so, every now and then you kind of see your shoes kind of clip.
Clip through the wall?
Yes. It's like you see the laces for this wonderful moment of a heart, and then just wall eats them.
Tome is and is just consistently trying to find them. He does not know what sort of fey trickery this is.
And I just want to imagine that there's Lynn who was in her office, just, probably doing some chromatography and science stuff, just enjoying her day. And then she just perks up as she hears the humming. And then she gets the sense of a hummed giggle in her head. She's like, what are you doing to this poor son of a pig? And meanwhile, we cut back to just Tome, just like, where are they?
Where are my shoes? Where are they?
Where are your shoes?
I know they're in here somewhere. The test.
There is from behind him the sound of one shoe clapping.
No. And he like whips his head around.
I want to roll a d2 to see if it's there or not, or was it just the sound? What phase trickery is this? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I have to do the R. God damn it.
That's you.
Yes, you can see one of your shoes.
He's going to lurch for it.
Roll me a dex. $17. All right. You managed. You grab hold of this shoe. You have it in a stranglehold. There is glitter everywhere. So much glitter, Tome.
Now coughing up glitter.
There is a rainbow cascade of glitter where you got this shoe in a stranglehold. Something in you vaguely recalls this glitter from perhaps Leo or Camille. Just going, this is going to be so brilliant when they took it somewhere. Now you know.
He understands what has happened. He will curse the boys later for this.
And there is that hum just ringing out through the rest of the building again.
I like to think that the glitter mixed well with his design, so now he's just his normal design, but sparkly.
Yes, exactly. It's brilliant. It's glorious. Oh God, Tome's sparkly now. Oh God. He's shiny.
Yeah, like that. Like that.
Oh,
like the
no.
gallery put.
Do you know what Network calls things she really likes?
What?
Shinies.
Oh.
Tome has now just become so wonderful. We're going to try and not Casca Amontillado him.
Net. Lynn comes out. Okay, Network, where's the guest? Tome, meanwhile, trapped in a wall. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna figure out this new puzzle.
You know what? For shits and giggles, I'd like to think, Tome, you stand up. You are sparkly. This house is humming. Tome, there is the sound of your other shoe dropping.
Tome is snapping his head around.
Tome, your shoe is in front of a wide open door that you think might go to a cupboard or a wine cellar. You're not entirely sure. And it's at this moment one of the doors further in the building opens and Lynn just goes, "Don't you even think about it, sweetheart."
Tome, who's already starting to reach forward.
Investigator Tome, wonderful to see you. I kindly advise against it. I don't think you want to get Amontillado.
If you
I'm muted?
One of our dear audience members unmuted.
I'm muted. Hang on.
We're good. Okay. I figured I'd let the person know.
Incredible.
Tome kind of just is quickly trying to wipe off himself, trying to make himself look presentable, tug his coat down, adjusts his hat. Thank you for the warning. And he kind of just puts his shoe behind him and lets it disappear into his hammer space. Detective Lynn.
Investigator Tome. Yes, you've had a wonderful time. Give him back his shoe now. Yes, I know he's shiny. He's a wonderful man. He's brilliant. You're not allowed to do it. I've talked to you about this. You did this with the snake.
I feel like
Anyway.
there's something I'm missing.
Only a very interesting tale of why you don't break into my home.
I'll make sure to ask Leo about that then.
Oh, little Leo's the best. Little Leo is the reason why we have so much glitter. Little Leo is going to have some interesting further treats on that part. I've already done the annoying music box thing. I can't wait. I can't wait to see if he figures out which one of the cupboards that I've stored that annoying noise in. It'll be fine.
It seems I found myself in the middle of a prank war.
Oh, aye. You shall. We stage hands. We are good at the pranking craft.
I'm very much starting to get a feel for that.
Aye. Welcome in on that front. You're going to have a wonderful time with it. Anyway, speaking of welcoming in, can I offer you some tea?
No, thank you.
Business or pleasure meeting, might I ask?
Both, perhaps? I don't know how quite to classify, my reason for visiting.
We'll take this to my office and then see whether we adjourn to the library afterwards then.
All right.
Marvelous. I'll have to put away the chromatography. The kit. Shame. I was getting good progress on that.
Well, you wouldn't need to. I don't plan on bothering any of your work.
Oh, nonsense. I like making time for good company.
Thank you.
Pleasure's all mine. Come. And she just turns on her heel, and there is the dramatic swoosh of her skirt and her tail, and then she's just going back into her office. Just little cane tappies and everything.
Tome is following, which is very funny, because I'm just imagining him following like the same way like you follow like a mentor or a principal or parent to another room, just like very like hands folded in front of him, very polite as he walks.
Yes, absolutely.
Probably ducks his head slightly as he goes through the door.
Which the doorway is actually built for people even taller than him, so it might be a pleasant surprise that he's not bashing his head for once.
He goes to duck and then realizes there's room and actually stands up straight.
This door is made for like 8 foot.
Voice, what is this feeling? Having air above my head. The doorway.
Lynn just looks back out of the corner of her eye, and her eyes just crinkle in just like that vague amusement of she's seen that reaction in the tall folks from time to time. It's brilliant.
It's sometimes fun watching the tall people be confused.
Exactly, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. She loves to see it every time. And I've had you roll investigation on that first one. You're in a new room now. Roll me Percepi.
I'm consistent.
Roll me a good old Percepi.
I'm consistently saved by his modifier for this.
21. So as you come in, it is a very homely sort of office. It's one that someone who has a lot of prestige at the same time isn't making an imposing office. It's a place that's built up and refined, yet also warm and safe. It's somewhere you could see clients coming in to come to as a haven. And the walls everywhere here is this rich sort of gold color, the exact same as Lynn's fur. And there is this big oak desk. Beautiful desk. Like, that is amazing craftsmanship. And this old, worn chair behind it, and 2 chairs in front of it. And you do see behind that, in fact, almost all around this room, there is, off to one side, there is a, you know, Basil of Baker Street's kind of lab setup that he had? That's on one side. Just the whole lab kit is just off to one side of the room. But the rest of the room, with a 21, you can start to see, I think the best word would be case memorabilia. Just newspaper clippings or photos, or a lot of newspaper headlines, or little items from cases, little thank you notes, little gestures or photos, or things that just show how extensive this monkey's work is, but also at the same time show people who come in that they can and will be helped. And you would see more if you investigated further, but that's what I'm giving you for the moment.
Tome is just handing me looking around in, like, wonder. Like, just absolute amazement. There's the warm, fuzzy feeling in his chest seeing this place, and just the energy it brings, that kind of the idea of a comforting detective. It makes, he has like a soft smile as he looks around.
Bless him. And Lynn does just smile at him, and she doesn't go for the desk, but she instead goes for that lab kit that she had set up. And she just sits down, like, on a stool there, puts her cane on one side, and just goes, please take a seat from the desk or such. You're welcome wherever you like in here. We know how to keep people out when we need to. Anyway, which one of you do I want to? Yeah, I'll put most of you away. I'll investigate a little further at the moment, but I'll get back to you. And then she just starts sliding, like, pallets off to one side and putting them in desks, and just putting a few things through this myriad of different funnels and such. And she just goes, I've just got 2 minutes on this, but by all means, I'm all yours. What do you need?
Tome starts to sit down, but then he realizes he is way too fidgety and decides to just stand and do, like, a little bit of, like, a small, like, rocking on his heels as he kind of coughs. Well, it is, to my knowledge, you are currently you are closest to, and practically are. I have, you see, is it correct that you are the legal guardian of Leo and Emil?
Well, that's an interesting statement. Depends to certain extents. Am I one of the legal guardians that they can go to in times of crisis? Yes. Yes, I am. I have found family, adopted them. They are mine. I am theirs. Whether I am the full legal guardian, well, if I ever meet Leo's father, let's just say that one is going to be missing most of their bones. I can take half of their bones, and it won't take too much effort.
Oh, don't worry, her
But
feeling is.
oh, good. We can add to the bone collection together. But whether I am the direct lead, I'm unsure. I know he's got a few people in his corner. Both of them have. I mean, there's Moria, you, me.
Yes, well, I'm Moria. We're both. Moria is his guardian on, is Camille's guardian on paper somewhat, but I was especially with Leo. It well, this is a lot harder than I had planned it to be.
Ah.
I was hoping for
Mhm.
your permission to fully and legally adopt the boys.
I see. And as you'd been talking, she'd been at first giving you like the chance to just speak as you needed with her back to you because she knows how much eye contact can do to someone. But the longer you've been talking, she figured out what this was about 10 sentences ago at least.
Yeah.
It's she was honestly waiting for like just okay, I've seen the foreshadowing. Come on, bring it. And then she does turn around in her chair and she's just looking at you now, just lean back slightly in it, just resting one of her elbows against the desk, and she just goes, I can see it. I can see it.
Insert Tome opening and closing his mouth like a gaping fish.
They're very lovable, both of them.
They are indeed.
Mischievous, very chaotic.
Absolutely.
And they need good people in their corner.
I do. I do.
And I do see you giving off that kind of vibe.
Hi. Thank you.
I mean, you're already a father, parent to what? 1, 2? Pretty sure you're.
It's
Pretty sure 2.
complicated. I am both the father to none and 4.
Ah, yes. The how many children do I have? Emotionally, spiritually, legally, or all of the above?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I wanted to, well, I would like to make for 2 of them. Well, I would like for it to be absolute, especially since Leo's father has not been in the picture long enough that I would consider him not even worth bothering to ask. I would like the boys to always have someone who, no matter what, especially legally, they can turn to. I understand that for Leo, he's already 18, but I still think it would be good for him.
And she nods. And roll me insight if you like.
Oh, please. Speaking about disgusting modifiers.
28. Tome, this fellow detective, this fellow old hat, turns around in her and she's looking at you. And perhaps you'd built up this idea of this imposing figure, this one that would stare you down and threaten, or would just be this presence going, why should you possibly be this? But she is looking at you with such warmth in this moment. Just watching you fumble through this. There's no polite way of putting it. You are absolutely fumbling through this, but she is finding it so endearing. And the part when you say if the worst happens, that they have someone to turn to, you see her eyes just gain this slight hint of sadness to them for a moment. But she is still looking at you with the warmth of an old and weathered and experienced detective and aunt. And you can tell the utter love she has for these two. She just goes, I've already said they deserve the best. And they deserve good people to turn to, because life can be cruel, and Inkwell, in this day and age, with the plots that weave, they need everyone in their corner that they can get. And I'm not one to get in the way of found family, and I can see the way bonds weave and thread. Let's say I've got a in-house speciality for that sort of thing. But you don't need my blessing, but as long as those boys agree, because at the end of the day, their idea and their wants are the thing of greatest worth. But if you want my blessing, Tome, you have it. Simple as. My pleasure. Those boys, they mean everything to me. They've been through a lot. If I can help bring them a little bit more joy, it's my pleasure.
I want best. Big reason it's taking me courage to do this. I know what they would want.
Hmm.
I like to think that maybe
Absolutely. Then don't worry, being nervous is part of the course. I remember how I was like when I was adopting my little Rye. I stocked up on so many parenting and adopting books. I still read them every now and then in the what the heck am I doing?
I have one of those. I keep it on me. I think they meant it as semi of a joke when they. It's helped me with those boys.
Hmm. Sometimes things that start as a joke turn out to be the most authentic.
Me, Spec, trying to hold it back as Tom just hands me an absolute wave of emotions.
Honestly, mutual. The entire temperature in this room, we were 27, like, Tome, the entire atmosphere in this room, the temperature has gone up a notch, but not to be uncomfortable. No, it just feels cozy.
Yeah.
It feels like someone has lit a nice fire in the next room, sort of thing. It is just, this room is now so cozy, you guys. But Lynn just sits there for a moment, just almost basking in this moment with you. And then she just goes, well, if you've adopted them, found family is a picking strange thing, I gotta admit. You don't pick up everyone if you don't want to. It's a whole mix and match. I mean, heck, that's why my family tree is called the feckin' mushroom colony. But expect some chili, eh? It's good meeting an old hat nowadays.
I can't promise chili. I have an ability to always find good cinnamon roll.
Ooh, cinnamon rolls. Bacon marvelous. In fact, actually, I do have a chili made for you already. I'll get that later. You're not allowed to leave without it. I'm sorry. It's the stagehand rules. Yes. Don't you know I am very good at acquiring intriguing knowledge, especially about picking fantastic people. I am very qualified in my profession, don't you know?
I am. I assume so. I saw the wall.
Ah, yes. Wall of Pride. It's my second favourite wall in this household.
Second.
Aye. Wall of Love. Now that one. Oh, that one will get you every time.
I can.
I can show you it later on if you like, but...
Be nice.
And she does take a moment, and she just looks around this office that you were in, and you see her eyes skate over all these different moments in her career. And roll me another insight if you like, or investigation, whichever one you want on this one.
Insight is a lot better. Which I'm gonna need it because I did not roll that high as a base number.
16. With a 16, you do not pass her DC first seeing her. But you do see where her eyes are lingering at points because she's not disguising that. And Tome? It's interesting, really. Because detectives are quite lone wolves in and of themselves. They do seem to have their own genre, their own sticking points where they stay on their own. At the same time, you do see where her eyes linger at points, and it's cases where it wasn't just her. There's a recent one, a stagehand and stagehand, where there's a picture of her and her son walking off into the distance. But there's other ones. And as you look, there's ones like the stagehand and Leighton's. Or Dulcis and stagehand, or Dulcis and Goldie, which probably has a moment of, what? But also other ones. Other detectives that... You know what, for shiggles, roll me an investigation or a history as well. Just, let's see if we can round this out a little.
Okay, that's gonna do better. Let me see which one's higher now. Is high. That's gonna be... Okay, 1 second. Let me actually do the right buttons because I cannot math right now.
23, all right. So, Tome, Yeah, Tome, you are old enough to recognize some of the people in these frames. Because, Tome, some of these people in these frames, they're detectives who aren't around anymore. You see Detective Courier, a very curious feline, well, cat burglar turned feline fixer, a sleuth who, well, you know what they say about curiosity in cats, and satisfaction didn't quite bring this one back. And you see other ones of figures who were present for blips of time, who needed that nudge to help them on their way in cases, and clearly got it. But it wasn't quite enough. And you see, in each one, you see Detective Stagehand at their side, or the way it's phrased makes it seem as though, from these brief glances, as though this detective was doing everything she could for them. And you see one of her with this badger in a very Victorian outfit. You think you've heard of Detective Morrow. Not entirely sure what happened to that one. That one just slipped under the radar sometime. Maybe alive, maybe dead, who knows? And you do also see, you see another one of the Laytons. Because there is a Lynn who looks different in this grayscale shot. It's half turned away, very noir detective styled. But you can't help noticing the one in this frame. Just how openly she is staring with a slight smile at Detective Tanner Layton and Detective Arsene Layton.
I need a moment. Tome is handing me such intense emotions. I'm actually crying. This has not happened in a hot while.
Little did we know, Lynn internally is having that moment. Because, holy shit, she is talking to another detective who knows. She is talking to a detective older than her.
So, fun fact, this wobbled between a 19 and a 3 on the deception. He was, Tom looks out at the wall and at all the people, and he takes in a shaky breath, especially as his gaze lingers on the image of Arsene. You don't even have to guess. You can see the way his gaze just lingers on that one. A little longer than probably any of the other ones even got close to. And he doesn't look away from the wall as he finally goes to talk with a still shaking voice. It's them, too.
Every day. Every day. I remember all of them. Everyone I have helped. Everyone I have tried. I make sure never to forget them. And every day I try to do right by them.
Thank
To
you,
keep
Jim.
on going. Thank you. Coming from you, that means a lot. And we both know what we do for those we love. And even for those that we don't love, but want to see succeed. It's nice, you know,
Mhm.
being able to do this. I mean, I've got my mentor Al. He's still around. Thank picking gods. He's the best. Him and his little girl, it's Wendy. She's picking fantastic, wanting to be a detective herself. But they weren't originally from Inkwell. Moria, picking fantastic as well. I'm so lucky to have her as a friend now. But they came from outside in certain ways. It's nice having someone else who knows.
Don't get detectives, or at least not. Trope sure does lean towards a very specific kind of detective.
Hmm.
Young, still new to the field.
Lucky upstart.
Exactly.
And with the cases they throw him into, it's
Makes for a good plot.
aye. And shattered magnifying glasses build the tension. Real sick of the pick and tension. It's one of the reasons why I boosted myself into the spotlight as much as I did. Took as many cases as I did. It was trying to do my best to make sure some of the more light-hearted ones were, you know, thrown to the new ones. Let them get a bit of time in. Let them get a little bit of experience under their belts, because pick in hells we know the mortality rate. And retirement, well, yeah.
I haven't even met one yet.
I managed to switch one guy's genre at one point. I did what I had to do for him. It's nice. Pretty sure he's put him on the bus, to put it lightly. Think he's over somewhere with an earl as a leader. I don't entirely. We try not to keep contact, keep the plot of him, but Morrow's good. Always fond of Morrow. He's the only one I've ever succeeded on.
Well, it succeeded. Good thing to hold.
Aye. And now with this generation, they're making it through.
At least we could for them.
Aye, and I mean, have you heard about the Union?
uh, yes, I sure did. I am kind of the reason it happened.
And you full on see her like put a hand to her mouth as you say that, just in the hiding that
No,
disbelieving, wonderful smile.
you can laugh at one. Pathfinder was not the best at well, really anything besides his one job, and I did not have the energy to correct what he thought a pay rate for detective was. It felt like too much of a hassle.
Oh God, well, I dread to say, what was it? What
Uh,
was it? Because it's usually so low.
if I remember correctly, last time he and I talked case, it was a very long time ago. We stopped talking a long time ago, but the one time we talked about a case that wasn't our usual, I think he offered me 5 gold pieces.
Oh, they pick. It's better than one client I once had who said they'd pay me in exposure.
Oh, no, I've had that too.
Oh, God.
Which, depending on the case, isn't as bad. I mean, if it's a simple, my cat got lost, it's not that bad, but murder case, really, not fine.
Mm-hmm. No, that doesn't even cover the fare. But yeah, and with your track history, with your cases, I mean, Peg and Hick, some of yours have been amazing.
It's, huh? That wasn't character, by the way.
Yeah, and you see her just like go from where her hand had just like gone to cover her eyes when you guys have been talking about this, and then she just leans back and gestures at you and goes, "Oh, don't play modest. I've read several of as many of your case files as I can get a hold of. I mean, the person trapped in their own reflection for one, that was pick and fantastic. The mimic case, the heirloom mimic. I mean, the dip coated bullet. Or, I mean, the thin air case. The thin air case is the one that got me every time I read it. Just your work, Tome, is incredible.
You don't even have to insight. The man is just confusion.
I'm going to insight him for shiggles. That is a 17 plus. 17 plus, what's your insight modifier again? 17 plus 8, so 26.
Yeah, Tome is just standing there, shook it. Yes, I mean, I did, I, but, huh?
I have a tendency to look out for all sorts of people. And you caught my eye years ago on that front, especially, well, looking out for people in the background. But your cases are incredible. You go against such odds. It it was big for me. I mean,
I'm sorry,
your
Tome's,
work.
I think we broke Tome slightly. He's just not handing, he just, huh?
I mean, she does actually slightly lean back and just go, your work within the field has had such incredible breakthroughs and value. But pardon me, Tom, you're amazing.
No, I'm gonna take up that chair offer now, actually.
There is a chair that is just slid your way. Like, there is, Casita, the kind of way the floorboards and such move in Casita, just that kind of just happens. And the chair is just a bit closer to you.
He's just,
Bless you.
you could see the loading symbol behind his eyes.
Especially as these cases were like, he wasn't done by name, was he?
No.
So Lynn really just went digging.
That's why he's so confused. He's like, how did you... how... I... How did you... What?
Yeah, they didn't often put your name in them, but
They never do. That's a...
Which is a pick and shame, because you've been so many places and done so much. But I look out for people in the background as well. It's where I pick up some of my finest folks.
Well, I know,
And
we appreciate it.
thank you. But I picked up ways you do certain things, little signature ways. And I kept looking out for them. And then I kept finding you. It was kind of fun in a way. It was my own little detective hunt. It was nice to see this one investigator keep popping up.
I'm glad. Thank. Oh, it's okay. This is
Thank
new.
you.
Give me a moment. Thank you.
Take all the time you need, and no thanks needed. There's kind of one case I wanted to know about. Because
Sure, ask.
it has to do with the siren, and
Nope. His face turns bright red, and he just that's not an important case at all. Actually, that was a nope.
And she kind of looks at you, and then she kind of just slowly knife cat expressions.
It's
I think I got all the context I needed.
It's a very old case. Nothing of importance.
Oh, sure. Absolutely not. Nope, absolutely nothing about it.
Nope, nothing.
Definitely not judging by that expression.
Nope. It
was
a very old case, a very normal case. My partner did amazing.
Oh, sure. Very normal with a siren. Just ooh la la.
I feel like we've covered the case quite well in its entirety, actually.
Oh, I will make sure to bring this up on another day. I'm not going to destroy you on our first time in my office. At the same time, me likey.
Oh, God. Okay.
Don't worry, I won't bring you up in front of the kids.
Thank you. I do not want to have that conversation.
How you had the wonderful time with the siren. Head over heels.
Listen.
I'm all simian ears.
It was a very hard case, and he very persuasive. That is all.
Ooh. You just see her little ears, just like her monkey ears, just like twitch, and there is just the curl of her tail in just such amusement. You get the feeling that when she can be a little shit.
Oh, he is absolutely getting it. She's in a prank war of Leo. There's absolutely little shit energy.
Which is hilarious, because now he's seen the sliding scale of her in a dramatic detective monologue radiant Gatling gun mode versus I am causing problems on purpose.
Yeah. Tome range, she has the range.
Indeed. Yeah, this is nice. And the people that you help as well. I mean, one of your cases involved a changeling. There's someone with one of those in my employ. Meant a lot to them. I
do it the same reason you do.
I'm glad. I'm glad we got that in common.
Great to have.
Aye. Now, if we can kick the self-sacrificing out the window as well, that's one of the ones that we need to kick, eh?
But would we really be detectives in Inkwell then?
I mean, they do keep trying to put us in therapy for that one, I gotta admit. But at the same time, yeah, we both know what we do. At the same time, oh, the tightrope of that one. And the puppy eyes that the little picnics give. I'm not You know, I'm not allowed to fake my death. I'm very sad about that. It's one of the few things I haven't done as a detective. And I brought it up at one stage at a family dinner, and they all went, "No."
I
I'm
mean,
sad.
you can't fake your death, but there is always the accidental. Do not do this, by the way. Do not accidentally die. The boys would personally kill me.
Listen, my network would forbid it. My son would ground me, and I have a grave cleric as a spooky. So, do you have any idea how large my found family is?
Yes.
They would break in the doors of wherever the hell I was and drag me back.
Well,
I can't go through that.
I mean, at least you have the reassurance of knowing if something does go unplanned, well, you'll be able to continue being a detective for a good while.
Mm-hmm. And likewise for you. It's if anything happened to you, we'd come get your ass.
I should be quite good at avoiding that. As of recent, I've been trying to keep myself out of plots that would have me go missing or anything like that. The boys have gone through enough. I don't need to go disappearing on.
Aye. Glad you're taking that care. And, well, you've got enough good sorts on that front who will help out. Pretty sure you and Detective Moria, you guys you found family to each other, eh? So you got someone who'll grab you out of that situation, scruff you.
Oh, indeed. She has already scruffed me multiple times. Like the height.
Oh, the height difference won't save you.
It won't. I thought it would.
Oh, ye of little faith for the tropes.
No, trust me, I know just how well the tropes are. I was heavily hoping upon her real kind status to save me.
No, no, no. This is Anquil, bitch. Even the real go Toon.
Indeed.
But we wouldn't have it any other way.
No. While there are some downs to being a Toon, there are still plenty of ups.
Indeed. And she just takes a moment at that, just smiles at you fondly, and then just looks around the room again. There is something utterly fond and relaxed about her. Well, on the plus side, I guess that means us old hats can talk more. I mean, I currently can leave town, but not recommended. Plot, don't ask, do not get involved. Trust me. Do not.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am concerned, so I will, of course, offer help. However, force myself.
Honestly,
bringing the boys along.
I'm making sure to keep as many people as I can out of it, but if at any points you see Rai out and about, if you could take care of him, I'm keeping him away from this. It's high level, but we're gonna see it through. I just want to keep him. I mean, he's gonna be taking his license soon. I let him have the books for his birthday. He's 18 now. He survived 17, and you know how that is for tropes for detectives, but...
You see Tome's eyes glance over at Arsene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You also see, just for a moment, Lynn's eyes glance over to another one. Another newspaper article just for a moment. And then she just looks back at you. You can roll me something. I'll let you decide what you want to roll for, seeing if you can figure out where her eyes went.
I'm gonna go with. Would you say insight or investigation?
I said whichever one you like, so either or of those two.
Oh, I'm gonna be biased towards insight with the extra +4.
Then go investigation. Fuck up. 14. You can tell, just from the way this room seems to be stacked, you can tell it seems to be one of her earlier cases. But you can't tell which one with a 14. You can just tell. You can tell there's something in her eyes when she says 17, and almost a note of bitterness to her tone for a second before it smooths back out. Just goes, he survived that age, and he's gonna get good cases, but, well, with a union and everything, as long as I know there are good people in his corner, I mean, Bo, that one's a good one. Moria, and now you, Tome.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Thank you. And I'll look after yours as well. I mean, I've already been looking after them for a while, and Min's nice as well.
Yeah. He really is. So you realize that I'm. Yeah.
I'm
trying to think everyone realized except for us.
Oh, don't worry about it. I was like that with my boy. I was like that with my partner. These things sneak up on you. These things sneak up on you.
They really do. Well, if at any point you do need a ride, get out there. But I don't know if Town would be much better, but
It's mainly this town, honestly. It's we're in a slight lockdown at the moment because of events.
well, I do have an old contact in Toontown. Get him a place to stay for help him get some cases to start out as.
That'd be great. He's already done some and fantastic. I mean, there was a whole case with this statue that was turning people into dogs, and such. He cracked that wide open with a group of civilians.
Yeah, no.
It started out as just a simple robbery case, and then missing dogs and missing people, all of it connected together. He came into my office, absolutely beaming, and just stacked missing case file upon case file upon case file, and then just looked at me with just, I found it. I am so proud of him.
See why.
And right back out with yours. They are going to shine. And not, indeed, and not just pillars like you and I anymore, but a full support system. Their threads are going to be beautiful.
Those are stories.
Indeed.
That does include yours.
Oh, my time's coming to an end, Tom.
You are not as old as you seem to back. I can tell that much. So I cannot blame you if you wish for an early retirement.
I'm thinking not yet, but in a while I'm gonna do less lunging into the forefront. Take up consultancy, and hey, I am at the heart of a network. Information, escorting cases, making sure people are in the right places at the right time.
It is a very important job.
Aye. And I've got a thing for threads. But, yeah. I'm still gonna be around. I don't intend to kick it.
Ah,
There's too much heart in me.
Let's be honest, you wouldn't have made it this long as a detective if you didn't have enough heart. Stay in it for a
And
good long
spite.
time. And spite.
Spite is a hell of a motivator.
It does a lot for us, doesn't
Oh, aye. You can get out of a lot of situations with enough spite, enough mischievousness, or enough chaos.
it?
Or a mix of the three. It's like a Molotov.
Speaking like a true tune.
I'll drink to that. But I guess, is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
I guess, right, that was my big thing, was before I went to the boys with the official paperwork, I wanted to make sure what
You had the seal of
remained
approval?
of what remained of their original.
Well, approved. And if you need any help with the paperwork, I know my way around it real pick and good.
I might take you up on that. I still don't know how I'm to start to approach the other twos, but at least with those two.
It's found family paperwork is complicated in that it's in triplicate, but once you've got the system in place and you know what typeface and such that they like it in and what colour, it starts making it a lot easier, and I've got a few ins.
I will definitely then have to take up your offer for
Pekin fantastic. And alright then. So Leo's good, Camille's good, Min's on the thing. How's Jubi doing?
Jubi is Jubi.
Oh, yep. That's a dramatic pick.
Been out of trouble, got himself sick again, but just the normal kind this time at least.
Alright. I got a good chili that will help with that.
I will gladly take it. Perhaps that'll be enough to help him stay in bed.
By the way, your fridge is going to get full of chili. I am unapologetic.
I am not surprised. One of the boys' brothers' friend? I'm gonna be honest, I cannot tell if they're friends or best friends or exes. It's a very confusing relationship with those two. Anyways, he also brings chili, so I will not be surprised if there's more chili in the fridge.
Because I also know they get curry in the fridge, and I know that's from a rata. Love a rata. That's another one of my nibblings.
That would be a rata I was talking about.
Hey,
glad to know we both know.
Yes, that's one of my nibblings. Love him to pieces. Very nice cat.
Oh,
excellent parkour skills.
That he does, I've heard. Never seen it myself.
Yes, he gave one of my informants a good run for his money. Oh, not a respect out of it all.
Huh?
Yes, it was a nice one. Rata dropped by at one point. Of course, that was when, my building shifted from Toontown to here. And, before Network had a building. The whole story. But yeah, he dropped by. Wonderful lad. Absolutely love him. Treasure him.
Yeah, I cannot blame you.
Good times, good times. But yeah, I think we've got a few good stories we can share. Because we've got stories about our wonderful kids, our wonderful picnics. So how about you and we make our way upstairs, I load you full of chili, and you tell me some delightful tales about your wonderful, wonderful picnics.
I like that. So, only if you agree to share some about yours.
Oh, a picnic. And she goes into her hammer space, and I love getting to bring this thing out. She pulls out a wallet, and she grins, and then she flicks it, and you know that trope of an infinite amount of pictures just rolling out of something?
Tome is just smiling so big.
I have so many stories to tell you.
I'm all ears.
And was there anything else you wanted to include in this? Because I think this is
that's a wonderful place to end.
Yeah. Oh, I will say just one thing. It's just like a freeze frame as they're going out. These two smiling at each other. I just want the utter imagination of his hat is just slowly trying to be stolen by the wind.
See, every time it starts to be stolen, it gets dragged back by the wind as well.
Tome, I'm sorry, by the time you leave this place, you are going to have been so wind buffeted.
Poor Tome. Because he has a trope that he can't lose his hat.
I weep at it because I'm just like, oh, Tome, honey. Your design. At the same time, Network is just here going, must have shiny!
Very likely he will probably survive because eventually the trope will give up and give in to Network. So Network will get a shiny hat.
Network is just going to have this very nice, shiny, sparkly hat of joy. She'll return it.
Eventually.
Just eventually. It's hers for now. There'll be a point and click hunt for it when it's time for him to leave.
I love her.
They are the best. All right.
God,
I love them so much.
Handshake, handshake, handshake.
All right. Shall we say goodbye to our wonderful listening audience?
I say we do. Thank you to our current listening audience and those in the future. I hope you enjoyed.
Bye, picnics. Bye-bye.
Bye.